Hello and welcome. I'm Michelle Fox with DentistryIQ.com. This week, Dr. Jason Lipscomb gives some social media advice to young dentists that can help them in the future. And Dr. Terry Myers talks about how cone beam technology has impacted his practice. But first, with today being Veterans Day, we want to acknowledge the service and sacrifice made by our veterans. The November issue of RDH Magazine contains an article about dental hygienists who have served, and Kathy Seckman, the author, explains what motivated her to write the article.
Very pleased to be able to do the article because I never went into the service myself, and I always think I should have. So I'm very appreciative of veterans. I have good friends who serve. At UOR this summer, I ran into Angie Stone, and she had her daughter with her. Told me that her daughter was about to go into the Air Force. And she said something just casually. I did 4 years in the Navy. And I said, I did not know that. That's interesting. It sounds like a story. So that's how it started. And I got on Amy's list and I found 7 other veterans through them. And so we have 8 profiled.
As she talked to these 8 veterans for the article, she was struck by how often service members is part of family tradition.
Nadine Ishman, who lives down, I think she lives in Nashville, I don't remember. But she and her husband met in the service, got married there, got out at different times, raised their family, and they've made service a family tradition. Their oldest daughter is now in the Air Force, I think. And Nadine said, we knew from our own experience how to put her on the best path. And they want her to do better in the service than they did. They want her to be an officer. And Angie has said the same thing. Her daughter's now in the Air Force and she'll be an officer. So Angie made a comment that if I went back into the service, I'd have to salute my daughter because I was enlisted. So it's interesting that the people are carrying it forward with their own families and encouraging their children to join.
Thank you for that, Kathy. Now on to a discussion about social media. Dr. Jason Lipscomb is one of dentistry's foremost thought leaders on how social media works in the dental world. We recently had a chance to catch up with him at the 5th International Congress on 3D Digital Imaging in Grapevine, Texas, presented by ICAT, Genix, and Henry Schein. At the meeting, DentistryIQ.com asked him his thoughts about the associate dentist, what associate dentists can do today to make a name for themselves in the social media realm.
Yeah, I had a great question yesterday. An associate asked me, we were talking about Google and Facebook, and an associate dentist asked what they should do to get started, or whether they should get started with marketing. And I told them to think about the future. Think about, hey, in the future, hopefully I'll be an independent dentist out there. And I said, it's a good time to go ahead and get started, and you want to do a couple things. One of which is to get started on your Google profile. Now, your Google Places profile is free, and it's how people find your dental office on Google. Now, you need to claim your name and your listing, even though you're working for somebody else, and have that password. So hopefully, in the future, if you do leave, you have control of your listing and your destiny. So you don't leave that in the hands of the other dentist, and sometimes the relationship might not be great, and if so, then you might get locked out of your Google presence. It's also a good idea to go ahead and register a website, because websites that have an older or been around for a longer time have a lot more pull in Google. So if you start a website now and later on down the road use that for your own practice, Google sees that website's been around for a while and it's going to like that. It's going to like that website. And you may even want to get started with Facebook for yourself, your own dentist. Of course, you're going to be supporting the dentist that you're working for now, but you need to have your own identity. So if later on you do leave, you've got everything under cover. So make sure you start on all these things. Make sure you remember all your passwords and all the PIN numbers that Google gives you. But get started and start thinking about yourself for a little bit.
I did not know that. To read more of Dr. Lipscomb's social media tips for dentists and dental team members, go to DentistryIQ.com and search for Jason Lipscomb. Also, at the 3D Imaging Summit, we had a chance to talk to Dr. Terry Myers, a former columnist for Dental Economics and a proponent of cone beam technology in the dental practice. We asked Dr. Myers if he believed that CBCT was bridging the gap between the dental and medical worlds.
I think so. I really believe that all scans need to be read, whether you take the time to educate yourself to the anatomy that we're looking at, and if there's any question, absolutely send it out for an oral maxillofacial radiologist review. And informed consent, give your patients the ability to make a decision whether or not they want it to be read for medical conditions. And so that was brought out at this meeting. It's very important for all of us.
Dr. Myers also commented on the wow factor of CBCT for his patients.
Well, when we sit down to do a treatment plan consultation with the patient, when we can bring up their skull, when we can rotate it 360 degrees around, when we can show them areas of concern, we can give them options for the surgical procedure for placing implants. It's just amazing on the confidence factor that it instills into your patients.
For more thoughts from Dr. Myers on CBCT and digital dentistry, go to dentistryiq.com and search for Terry Myers. As a former service member of the United States Air Force, I'd like to take a moment to wish all of our veterans out there a happy Veterans Day. And on behalf of all of us at dentistryiq.com, thank you for your service and many, many, many sacrifices that we could hardly even imagine. I'm Michelle Fox, saying goodbye until next week.